Well, hello, everybody. It is the DNA show, Dennis and Andy, with your movie review of the week. Last night, we went and saw Speak No Evil.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
Speak No Evil about, big guy?
Well, this is a remake of a Danish film, which, FYI, I have not seen the original,
Nope.
so I can't compare the two. But here, a family gets invited to spend a whole weekend in a lovely home in the countryside. But as that weekend progresses, they soon realize that the family who invited them has this dark side laying inside of them.
Ooh. It stars James McAvoy, and I mean, honestly, that's about it. I know they gave, what was the actress's name? The lead actress?
Oh, Mackenzie Davis.
That's right, Mackenzie Davis. So, Um, she's the wife of the couple that goes to stay with McAvoy and his wife and kid. They meet this couple in this nice resort, basically in Italy, in the mountains. They're vacationing. They meet this couple. They get along real well with this couple. They tell the couple how they moved to London because he got a job and blah blah blah. The job fell through, whatever. And James McAvoy basically and his wife are like, "Oh, you got to come out. You've never been to this part of West whatever countryside. You got to come visit us for a weekend and stuff." And honestly, look, I've been on vacations. I'm sure Dennis has, where you meet a couple and you get good vibes and you hang out with them and stuff. So there's nothing really like strange about it. It's just, when you put a movie trailer together, it's not as easy as people think, because you got to entice people to go see the movie, but you don't want to give away too much. And it's not that they gave away well, they did give away a lot in the trailer.
Yeah. One of the things that they did, unfortunately, and this is why it's going to be kind of a spoiler review, because if you watch both trailers, and if you haven't, awesome. But if you watch both trailers, you've seen the movie.
Pretty
Really,
much.
it's just in between, and I was like, wow, I just wasn't expecting to see that. There were a few really good spots, and Andy alluded to it at the beginning, you know, that would have been a phenomenal reveal later on, when they're
Right.
going in there.
Because they set up with that little boy, James McAvoy, and his wife, that he was born with this rare condition and stuff. So that would have been great. And it didn't need to be in the trailer to hook me to see the movie. I mean, Dennis and I, as you know, see a movie a week. We've seen this trailer every week almost. And not once, when the kid did this in the trailer, alluding to his tongue being cut out, did I think that would have made me go see this. That's what's going to make me see this. No, everything else did. And like Dennis said, the trailer really does show pretty much everything except how the couple gets away. And I don't think that's even a big spoiler, because let's be honest, yes, there are movies out there that have sad endings. Uh, I would have a feeling if this one did, it would have been like in an ending you won't guess. There were the motivations of James McAvoy and his family is kind of a neat little reveal. I don't want to call it a twist, because going into the movie that these aren't good people, so it's not a twist. But the motivations and stuff when they reveal that was kind of like, oh, okay. Um, you know, Performance wise, I think James McAvoy, he's always solid. He definitely brought a creepiness to the role, just, and what I mean is, you see some of it in the trailer, but he just has these subtle facial expressions and ticks that he does that I thought were really cool and brought a creepiness to it.
James has a wide range, and if you've ever seen the movie Split,
Oh
he
yeah.
shows his wide acting range. he steals this movie in almost every scene that he's in, because you can feel the evilness bubbling below it and how it pops up through his facial expressions and his actions and his words. Particularly, when he has interactions with Mackenzie Davis. She plays Louise, and she was also really good in this movie, much better than she was in Terminator, because she is playing an entitled, vegan eating, soccer type mom who,
Oh, yeah.
as he says, you give yourself a gold star for everything that you do for saving the environment, kind of thing. And she's appalled at everything, that all these little things that he does and everybody else does.
Yeah.
But she's got a big mouth and she can't help
And
herself
the thing is,
call it out.
you're supposed to, obviously, the heroes, I guess, of the story you want to root for. I didn't like her that much, right? And her husband, the writing in this movie, her husband's a total soy boy cuck wuss bag. I mean, you're just like, you get the sense, even when you first meet them, you get the sense that basically she says this, he's like, okay, and he'll try and push back a little bit, but it usually resorts to, okay.
Yeah, I would agree that Ben, his wife, played by Scoot McNairy, maybe he was written this way, but
Yeah.
I was like, you are such a weak-willed soy boy. I can see why. You can tell she has no affection for you. There's this trouble going on in the marriage. They've got this adorable little daughter, Agnes, and she's got this rabbit that she has to hang on to and stuff like that. And this throughout, the interrelationship between mom, dad, and the child, really, it's an interesting complexion into the movie. But the way it comes together, I was rooting almost for James McAvoy and Ciara, his wife, and the little boy Ant. I mean, you couldn't help but feel for him. And I'm like, I kind of want the bad guys to win in this one.
Yeah. There were definitely some plot holes, and just the fact that, they go out for the weekend to this, I mean, they live in the country, huge house, big ass farm. I mean, honestly, Dennis, when I saw it, because they did a nice long shot, overhead shot showing the compound almost.
Yeah.
And the acreage it's on, my first thought was, that's Dennis's dream home.
It is. It was out there. I would have loved that.
Big house in the middle of nowhere, big barn. I mean, I was like, oh my God. So, but there's a few times that they can easily, once they get that icky feeling, they can just get in the car and leave, and they did do it once. And this is what Dennis is talking about. So this little girl, she's not even like, so she has the stuffed animal, right? And when you're a little kid, boy, girl, you always have this thing you have affection for, whatever. At some point, you don't need it anymore. My daughter had something like that. But this girl's 12, and the dad's like, from the beginning, the dad's like, you're 12 years old. You kind of have to let it go, grow out of this, blah, blah, blah. But of course, the mom's like, no, she has to have it. So, spoiler alert, one time when they first leave in the middle of the night, the girl's like, and you knew this was going to happen. The girl's like, I forgot Hoppy. And dad's basically attitude is like, we'll get you another one. And the mom tries that, but the girl just gets worked up. So they turn around. And I mean, in a situation like this, you don't turn around.
No.
This isn't, I left it at a restaurant. This isn't, we left it at this house that's in a neighborhood that has a house, 20 feet from it on either side and houses across the street. This is in the middle of like nowhere. You don't know these people. You left because of this creepy thing, that happened. And you're like, oh, well, she left her little stuffed animal Hoppy there. We did get out alive. let's go back and see if we can get Hoppy and maybe not die in the process.
Here's what's funny. So I think some of this was very intentional, because
Oh yeah,
this movie it's not, there's not a lot of jump scares. Again, I talked to one of the ladies came up to me after the movie, wanted to know if I had seen the original, and I said no. She goes, the first half of the film is identical, and she goes, and that's where it kind of takes its turn for the American version. But how they deal with the family and stuff apparently is different. So this actually makes me want to go see the other version once and see how it is. But while we're sitting there watching this, as an audience, we were all like, what are you doing? Just keep driving.
yeah.
As a dad, I'd be like, I am really sorry. I'll get you a new one. If you can't handle it, you are going to be of age. Just leave it alone.
Yeah. As a dad, I would have been like, just like that. I would have been like, look, we go back there. I just would have said that. I said, look, we go back there. We possibly all die.
Yes.
Or I buy you a new one, or I buy you a real freaking rabbit or pet, whatever. I'll buy you the stuffed rabbit and give you $500. We're not going back there. Main point, don't want to die.
Yeah, get her a real rabbit, because we know how that works from Fatal Attraction.
That's
but just
right.
saying, part of this, pardon me, is the fact that, like I said, they make so many stupid decisions. And you're sitting there in the audience going, oh my God, don't do that. Oh my God, don't do this. Oh my God, what are you doing? And that really creates this tension, because this is a slow moving movie for about the first hour, 15 minutes. It really is a slow build. And then things really start happening. And it all makes sense. It winds up being a really good movie. But we're just sitting there going, oh my God, you are the stupidest people. You really did deserve to die.
Right. So there you go. In theaters now, just in time for Friday 13th. All right, let's wait, we do our reviews first. That's right. CGC review. Is it my turn to go for? I don't remember.
Your turn.
My turn. God, I'm waffling. I usually don't do this. So I'll be honest, I'm waffling between a 6.5 and a 7. Because while there were the moments where I was like, you should do this, you should do this, the performances were good. And yes, it started off, it was a slow burn. I don't want to say in that first hour, I was like, come on, get to it. Because for me, that didn't happen, because they were dropping tidbits out, breadcrumbs along the way with this family and stuff, James McAvoy's family. So I got to admit, I'm waffling between a 6.5 and a 7. I will say, like most thrillers like this, it's not necessary to see it on a huge movie theater, big screen, and let's be honest, if you've got a 32-inch TV, that just means you're collecting food stamps anyhow these days. So everybody's TV is bigger than that. And hell, you can watch it on your phone. So there you go. 6.5. All right, I'm settling down to a 6.5. Screw it.
There you go. There you go. I actually really, I'm a little better than Andy. I really enjoyed this. It was a very slow burn, but it kept escalating, because that's what helped develop the eeriness, because there's an uneasiness that builds throughout all of this before all the stuff the shit hits the fan. Let's just put it that way. I enjoyed it. James McAvoy, he stole the entire movie. I really loved everything that he did in him. I mean, he was very physical. His cannonball at the beginning, where he flips into the pool, all the way to everything. It was physical acting. It was emotional, close-up facial expressions. He was fantastic. Yeah, Mackenzie Davis, I mean, I said this last night. She is my new Laura Dern, like the new version of her. I love her in this. I love to hate her in this. Let me rephrase it that way. She played her part very well because in her facial expressions also when showing disgust or disdain and looking, at her husband like you're ridiculous. She was great in it. And the kids did a really solid job. So all in all, I really went luck with this one. I'm giving this an 8.0.
Wow.
This is something that it really does make me now want to see the other version, the original one, and compare the two now because I enjoyed it. So
You can let me know how that original is. I have no interest.
there you go. I kind of figured. IMDb is giving it a 6.9. So there is your rating for that. Rotten Tomatoes. The critics are giving it an 89.
Oh my God.
Wow. Now
getting paid off.
The audience is giving it an 87.
Wow. Oh well. Well, to each their own. So
yeah, this is. I even said when we left, I thought, yeah, this is not an Andy movie.
No, that's not true. I like movies I wouldn't say that's true at all. Like I said, I'm just giving it a 6.5 because there were those plot holes. Like, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you, you're just coming across stupider than they're having you written. I mean, we've seen that before, but I don't know. It's nothing that you really haven't seen before, I guess. I don't know. 6.5, but I tell you what's a big fat 10.0, Kor-Drath The Awakening by me and Dennis Turner there. Dennis the writer, I'm the artist. 64-page graphic novel. If you're fans of stuff like Conan, just barbarian badassery, Game of Thrones, Dungeons and Dragons, you'll want to check out this campaign. We're adding stuff all the time. We just added this beautiful 36 by 24 or 24 by 16, your choice, poster featuring the two variant covers Bud Root did. Adriana Lilith from the first campaign. Adriana Bud did the variant of her for this one. This poster is printed on very thick matte archival paper. T-shirts. Guys, there's so much stuff here. We want you to peruse it at your time. Take your time when you do it. Once again, fans of Conan, Game of Thrones, Dungeons and Dragons. That's right. We have a game module Dennis wrote. Want to know more about it? Click the link below, guys. And thank you for joining us. As always, we'll be back next week, 3 p.m. DNA show Wednesday. Strap in for the best time of your life. Anything else you want to say, big guy?
Nope, that's it. We will catch you next Wednesday for the show, and we will have another movie review next Friday.
And we
did drop. So go to the our YouTube channels and check out. We did our comic book review of Berserker this week, the Book of B.
There you go. Have a great weekend. Be safe.
Live long and prosper.
Yeah.
An ancient evil awakened to slaughter his family. A mythical quest was revealed. Treacherous perils await.